Not on my watch.
Welcome, family and friends. It is your man, the host of Not on My Watch. It is I, Willis Barrino, and today I have a very special gentleman, a brother that I've been knowing for a lot of years, a brother that went through his own struggles and got things together. Ladies and gentlemen, my man, Rudy Staton. How you doing, brother?
I'm here.
Well, as your host, I'm going to interview the brother and let him explain some of the things he went through, just like the things I went through. The first question, how long was you incarcerated?
I was sentenced to 135 months. I did 9 years, 9 months in federal prison from like 1997 to early 2007.
Was it hard making that transition back into society?
Yes, it was very hard, but I had like a lot of stuff I wrote on paper, a lot of poetry, I wrote music at that time because I used to rap. But it got me through some tough time praying and stuff like that, and I just like stayed at it. To the people on the outside, it looked like I never missed a beat, but mentally I was going through it, and I think I made that the transition look a little too easy, but mentally I was going through some serious things.
I know.
Yeah, so.
I know the struggle when you come home. I tell people, the thing that you got to go through when you come home is the reinjustice society is the mental weight you carried for all those years of people telling you what to do, how to do it, and now you have your freedom here.
Wow. Yeah.
So it's people look at, oh man, y'all made it easy. No, we didn't. It was hard. We just didn't quit. Yeah. That's one of the things I want to tell you, because when I was still locked up when you came home.
Yeah.
And I was hearing, man, Rudy, he's doing his thing. He's getting on his feet. And I was so proud of you because I knew what you was doing before.
Yeah.
And I knew that you was gone for a minute, because you came home in 2007. I left in 2002 and 3.
Yeah.
So when I heard that you was home and I heard that you was doing your thing, I was like, okay, if that brother gonna knock it out and do that thing, so that give me hope.
Yeah.
So in case you didn't know, you was an inspiration to me.
Okay.
You know what I mean? So that's one of the reasons why I had you as my first guest on here.
I got you.
So since we done cleared that up, why don't you tell the people what you do now?
Currently, through lots of trial and error and bad mistakes and choices since I've been home, just really dealing with the wrong people. I've had at least 7 different businesses, but now I have businesses to where they're stabilized. I'm a professional Verizon cell phone provider. I am a barber. I am a DJ. I am an event promoter. Just a host of things. I have my own store, all in one buy, sell, and trade, where you can, bring things in, sell them, trade them, consign. Just trying to do different things to show people it's another way other than the way I took. That's, where I'm at right now. I want to expand and keep expanding, but, when you got your own capital, it's kind of, it's a little hard.
Yeah, and I say this, it's easy, working for somebody else, because all you got to do is just go clock in.
Yeah.
But when you're working for yourself, you got to work twice as hard. So again, I commend you for doing that.
Yes.
You know what I mean? And I see, since I've been home, I done came to the barbershop you was at first, got a few haircuts. You kicked it around a little bit, and I told you what I was on, and you said you was on the same thing. So the first thing I said was, bro, let's work together.
Yeah.
So since I said that, I'm going to go ahead and plug us in. On June the 7th, at this store in Monroe, we're going to have what we call the round table conversation. You bring your sons in there. We're going to have people in there. We're going to have conversations. We're going to tell these kids what they can do and can't do in order to help them survive. And the funny part about that is, this brother did 9 years in prison, and he had 7 businesses, and he has a successful business now. But the catch is this: why you got to wait until you go to prison to do this? We had the capital before. I had so much money before I went to prison that I could have did anything I wanted to do. You did too. But again, sometimes you have to get knocked down. And that's when people see how strong you are, how you pull yourself up, and how you keep going. Yeah. So every day you're doing this, bro, you're showing those kids, you're showing your family, the people that had that real faith in you, you're showing them that you can do it. Yeah. And again, I'm proud of you. You know what I mean? And people tell me all the time, Willis, you're a blessing, man, because you're helping people. Well, Rudy, you're a blessing too, bro.
Appreciate that.
Because these dudes that's coming home, now they got somebody to talk to and somebody to look up to. Yeah. So you can go ahead and explain to them what it's like when they first come out.
Like, the main thing is just trying to keep focused and not go back to what you used to do. Because that was a big transition for me, because it's like nobody told me when I was on the streets getting money doing that, selling drugs, that oh, you need to do this with this business, or you need to do this with this business. Everybody was just like, where the dope at? So you didn't know what to do with the money. And I didn't know what to do with the money at 19, 20 years old, no way, besides put it in the Timberland shoebox. So once I got incarcerated, I taught myself. I just started getting business for dummies, one-on-one, this for dummies, and just taught myself business. And I just said, when I get home, I'm going to actually get a job, but my whole goal is to have my own business. The first thing is just realizing that it doesn't take that much to start a business. Everybody thinks that it takes this big lump sum of money, but you can start a business with a small amount of money. And if any of y'all want to reach out to me, call me, 704-449-5205. I can give you some instructions, and you can go to Thompson Financial in Monroe or other avenues and people that I know and get your business kicked off. And the main thing is, like I go back to, is staying focused, because it's so easy to go right back to that if you're in that same environment, and try to X out the negative people that want to pull you back in, because they constantly want to see the old you, and they really living and thriving off that because that's all they know, and it's kind of hard for them to identify with the new person you became. So they kind of like keep tugging at you, and some days you like, man, I ain't got number $5, and you look at your partner over here and he got 50,000. So it's been a struggle, but thanks to my wife and positive choices and decisions now, for the past 4 years, it's kind of been like a smooth flow.
Speaking of your wife, how long you been married?
Been married 2 years, been with her 4. But it's amazing. It's 80% lovely, 20% I deal with it. But I love it, you know what I'm saying? It's just sometimes...
I like them though, because I go through the same thing, bro.
It's beautiful because the person she lets me be me, and she helps me really see things a little bit clearer too. She helped me see a lot. Like, a lot of times I don't think that as black men or as black women, you go through things where you're traumatized, you don't think that you need counseling or something like that. That helped me get on track, because things that happened in my childhood also happened, you know what I'm saying, like the struggles in prison, and you get back out all those struggles made me think the way I thought. But once I went to counseling and got more in tune to my emotions, it helped me open up more to her instead of me blocking her out. So, that's a blessing too.
Yeah, well, that's exactly what I call my wife, my blessing.
Yeah, it's a blessing.
Because it's crazy you say that, because when I was incarcerated, I kept everything bottled in, because you was in prison, you was in an environment with nothing but predators. Yeah. And I tell people, everybody in prison is a predator. There are small ones and there are large ones. But because that person is small does not mean that he or she is not a predator. So if you don't want to deal in that environment, don't go to prison. I asked God, I said it before, I asked God, I said, God, don't send me Miss Right until you fix me. Because if you send it to me before that, I'll mess it up. So when he sent my blessing and I heard her voice for the first time, I said, you know what? I'm going to do this thing right. I ain't did too many things right in my life, but having these young kids and marrying that woman was right to me. You know what I mean?
It's the same thing.
So ain't no question.
It's the exact same thing.
Ain't no question.
And there's nothing against nobody before her.
Right.
It's just that I wasn't ready before her. So when I took the time out after failed relationships and found me and got closer to me, it just happened.
Yep.
I didn't look for it.
That's right.
It was natural. So I realized that was God saying, you wasn't ready. You wasn't ready for this story. You wasn't ready for this. Because had I been dealing with other people or friendships, relationships, even family members, they would have took that from me. You get what I mean?
Yeah. So none of my watch is about helping African American boys and girls, right? But like I tell people before, I do not discriminate when it comes to my help. Help is colorblind. A hungry person don't care who gives them the money to eat. You know what I mean? But I always say that, as a gardener, I must tend to my garden before I can help my neighbor. So with that said, I know you mentor a few guys and you have a conversation with a few guys. What is the key thing you tell them about being safe out there?
The main thing is, man, it's like to me, I call it a curse that we have to break. Chains. Everybody's been programmed and taught a certain behavior, you know what I'm saying? And there's nobody really on the streets like me or you that's showing them another way. I'm trying to show them, if I sold all this crack in these streets and y'all know this, and I'm doing this now, because you just follow me just for a little bit to see that you can put a hot dog court in front of my 2 businesses and you at least sell 500 hot dogs in a week. You know what I'm saying? I'm trying to, and the cart ain't gonna cost you nothing, but it's just trying to show them that there is another way
to do things,
and you have to start off somewhere. you're never going to start off at the top because you don't even start off from the top when you was doing illegal stuff.
That's right.
So I'm just trying to get them to understand the steps. And when you get there, you get there.
Yeah.
But some people are more, I'm trying to get them out of that mode of being more concerned about, oh, you're there. Okay, but it's not. I'm not there. But you don't understand that even the steps that it took for me to get there.
That's right.
So I'm just trying to instill them and show them like the steps. Some of them are receptive, some of them are not.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? But like me and you always say, if I can touch one and spark that to get him to change, which I done sparked a few, it's a blessing.
Yeah, I got a guy right now that maybe 2 years ago, he was going through something. This young lady reached out to me through Facebook. I said, yeah, have him call me. A young fella called me. He said, man, I know you've been home only a year. What you doing? I said, well, actually, at the time I was in truck driving school. Because I went back to truck driving school. I said, yo, you need to try it. He said, okay, I'm going to try it. I plugged him with the lady at the unemployment office. He tried it. She put him in. He got a CDL license. He passed the course. Every other day, he'll hit me, inbox me, telling me, hey, big bro, man, thank you so much, because it was you that pushed me. It was you. Nobody else could get to me. Nobody else could talk to me. Nobody else could reach me. Yeah. And what's so crazy is, like I said before, every time I start getting a little down, I was like, maybe this might not be for me. I'll get a message from somebody inbox me. You might say, bro, keep doing what you're doing. I'm proud of you. Chill Willis said, Mooney said. And it's those people that encourage me when I'm trying. So, like you said, if you just change one, and I always say this, if you change one, you can't change them all, you can't save them all. But if you touch one, and if each one teach one, that'd be 2, then that's 3, and that's 4. And if your thing keep going, that's how the numbers improve.
Yeah.
And it's gonna be hard for some guys to accept change. Because, as black men, we kind of stubborn and we kind of tough. Sometimes we're too tough for our own good. But the truth is black men only emulate black men. So we gotta give them something to emulate. Every black man ain't a rapper. Every black man ain't a basketball player. Every black man ain't a football player. It's lawyers, it's doctors, it's pastors, it's good men out there, and those men have to speak up too. Yeah. We was having a conversation with a good pastor off camera, and he said, he'll tell them about his truth because he'd been through some things himself. Well, when you share those things with those young guys, it's easy to relate to them, because I can tell you the number one thing those young guys want right now is simple. They want somebody to listen to them. We can tell them what to do as their fathers. We do that all day, every day. But if we shut up and listen to what them boys got to say, then we can hear their issues, and then we can come up with a solution. But if all we doing is talking to them, ain't nothing gonna change. Because you and I know, if I'm sitting here just doing all this talking, I will never know how you feel. I will never know your answers. But when I say, okay, Rudy, what you think about listening to them young boys?
Yeah, definitely. And it's definitely, I feel like, it starts in the home.
Ain't no question.
You know what I'm saying? And I feel like it's sad that, and I think it weighs on my heart heavy because I contributed to that crack era. And that whole era wiped out 20 years of a lot of black men being in children's lives. So this is what we're getting, a reverse effect of that. So I'm trying to do what I can do to kind of like clean up my mess. You know what I mean? Because that's what it is. Like, you look at them kids that's 19, that's them. Mm-hmm. They didn't have that father. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying?
I contribute to it too.
Yeah.
A lot. And I understand that crack systematically destroyed families. It took the head of the household out.
Respect, everything.
It took it out, because if you got the father gone and the mother that raising that boy, the one thing we know is a mother going to teach her son everything she can. She's going to teach him right and left. She's going to teach him right and wrong. But she cannot teach that boy how to be a man. Yeah. It takes a man to do that. No more than a man can teach his daughter how to be a woman. He can't do it. He can love her. He can show her everything she need to know about the rest of the world. But it's certain things that man can never ever teach that woman, because he can't emotionally connect with her because she is a woman. True. The same thing with that boy. He has to have that man. That man, my grandfather was 6'4", 300 pounds. I'm 6'6", 275. So when I walk in a room like my grandfather walked. I move like my grandfather moved, because he commanded respect, not because he was the toughest dude or the biggest dude, but just because he carried himself with respect. So I do the same thing. So when I talk to these young guys, I teach them this. I encourage them to be different and be better than me. Be better than your brothers or your cousins or whatever. Because what happens is this. If you change them, right, and they start changing, then everything around them change. That includes the people around them change. Some people going to change for the better with that person. Some people gonna just change their mind and go another way.
Yeah.
But either way, that kid changed and that kid becomes something different. See, you did that.
Yeah.
You know, I did that. We both did. Combined, we done got close to 30 years in prison.
Yeah.
That's too many years for anybody to be doing.
I feel like, well, you know, the main thing I knew I had to do, for me in the beginning, was get away from the place that took me there. So I started off, you know, up here. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
Just get away
yeah.
from the hometown, even though it's nothing but a little small amount of difference, but it did make a difference.
Of course.
You know what I'm saying? And now I'm more stable. Now I'm back in my hometown trying to make a difference. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But I had to step away because it was, I mean, the negativity, bro. Like, everybody around you just so negative. And then once I got up this way, it was really more people positive trying to push. So I'm sure trying to push that agenda back towards them down there. Like I say, some deceptive, some look at it like they want you to be quiet.
Yeah, well, that's not happening.
Exactly.
That's not happening. Like, we've been through too much, seen through too much, and we understand what's going to happen to our sons and our daughters. So we're going to change the narrative. You know, it's a million chapters in this book, right? So we done wrote, what, 100,000 chapters? So it means you got 900,000 chapters left? Well, you don't get to dictate to me how my kid's going to be raised or what my kid's going to do. I'm going to dictate it. I'm going to say, look, son or daughter, don't do what I say, do what I do. You mean, it's different this time because daddy done messed up. You know, I messed my past up. But there's no reason for you to mess your future up. You know what I mean? So when I say go straight, I say it again. God light my path and I'll follow it. I'm going to walk down that path. Sometimes I'm going to want to go right. Sometimes I want to go left. But I know what happened to me last time I took a left and ended up in a ditch and got arrested by the feds trying to get away. I ain't doing it again. I'm going straight. And I tell them, if you watch me, I'm not saying I won't stumble going straight. That's not what I'm saying. Because I'm sure you had quite a few stumbles.
I mean, and it was very, my last stumble, since I've been home now, almost 11 years, I was homeless 3 times. But I was homeless due to my choices. So I don't fault, you know, no one, you know what I'm saying? But then I realized when I was homeless that it wasn't this person that came and said, I got you. It wasn't that person. Nobody came. But the last time I was homeless, I was at the Wilco and Hess truck stop. This time 4 years ago. Just 4 years ago. And I said no more. Period. And I ended up, you know what I'm saying? Working, ended up saving money, living from hotel to hotel until I saved up enough money to get another place. But you know it's hard to get a place when you have a felony.
That's right.
So you have to get a place with someone you knew, someone I knew. You know, believed in me, knew I wasn't gonna mess up their place. I got the place, and through that transition in time, I met my wife, and it gelled together.
Yeah, you know, you had to go through that though.
Yeah.
You know, and like Not On My Watch has been my baby for maybe 10 years because I started the idea in prison. You know, I wrote everything down. You know, I say a pen and a pad saved my life. I wrote everything down, and it wasn't until I came home and I was talking to my wife on the phone, and she was like, "No, I never met a man who has as much ambition as you." And I thought it was funny that she said that, and I'm thinking, I was in the halfway house, so I wasn't actually free yet. So I'm thinking that everybody on the street gonna be like this. All these guys out here. But man, the minute I hit the streets and I started talking to these dudes, I really had my homeboys looking at me as if I was an alien, telling me, "What you doing?" Like, what? I said, "Man, you watch, come on, help me." So I got a few of them to come out and help. And once they came out and helped and they saw it, you know, I got homeboys like Sidney Eddie and his brother Clayton. They was there at every basketball thing, bro. Everyone. My other homeboy, Frontis Clive, he bought Gatorade and water every time. You know, and again, I told those mothers, I don't have to do this. I'm married. I got a job. I can go home and work and take care of my wife and take care of my kids. I'm doing this for you because I see the thing that's missing in these families is the father.
Yeah.
So if he's going to be out, but I'm back free, again, let's change the narrative. Let him look at a man that's doing something different. He can look at Willis Barrino, he can look at Rudy Staton. You know, he'll say, "Man, them dudes messed up, man, but they got it right." He'll say, "You know what, I ain't got to go to prison to get it right." And that thing right there is really hard because you're scared you're going to mess up. Like me, I have a fear of messing up now, right? So I won't do nothing. Like if I see a cop, man, I'm the straightest driving dude in the world. Like I'm looking like, sir, no, not me, sir. And the thing is I don't fear. You know, when we grew up, we didn't have to fear the cops shooting us. Yeah. You know what I mean? We feared getting arrested or somebody telling our mama what we did or whatever. But now these kids fear the cops shooting them. Yeah. So I don't want no cop pulling me out of my car as big as I am, looking at me up and down all this hair and be like, man, I got to shoot this dude because he got a wallet in his hand. So what I do if he pulled me over, I say, sir, here's my license registration, sir. Was I speeding? My bad. Take the ticket, drive home. Because I said before, your mother, your father, your grandparents, your cousins, your sisters and brothers, the only thing they want is for you to come home. They don't care about that ticket. You can fix that ticket. That's why they got lawyers. I know a couple good ones. You know what I mean? But if you shot up or dead, ain't no coming back. And again, out of my watch is proactive. We want to get to these boys and these girls before that situation. Because I love you, these black kids, these black parents, I love you. But I can't come to the funeral and cry because you wouldn't take a step in helping them. And remember, what I'm offering your children, what Rudy's offering your children is free. Not on my watch is a non-profit. When you come to get help from us, you're not paying nothing. It's free. It's from the heart. Now, we from the communities you from. We from the Ice Mollies and the Piney Groves and the Piedmont Courts and the old Double O's. We from all these areas. So you don't have no reason not to be blowing my phone up to my man, can you talk to my son? How many you got? 3? I talked to all 3 of them. They homeboys too. It's free. We go to the basketball court and kick it. Have a good time. They'll get something from it. You want to talk about business? Rudy right here. He done gave you the number. You can't get his number? Look him up on Facebook. He got 80 pages. You can't miss the brother. The brother owns everything. He ain't playing no games. He's showing you how to do it right. If you don't take that advice, then the issue is not with us. The issue is with you. You want something different from your sons? We offer you something different. Take it. It's absolutely free. Not on my watch. I'm going to keep stressing this too, y'all, so y'all understand. Not on my watch is a non-profit, so meaning you don't pay for the love we have given you. It's free. This brother right here telling you about the businesses, he done started and stopped, started again. So if you can't get advice from a man that's doing that, I don't know what else to tell you. So on the round table, right, we're going to have discussions about, you know, where them guys should put their hands at, how they should act. What you think about them young boys out here trying to sell drugs now?
It's the craziest thing I've ever seen in my life. I mean, it's not right and by no means, but whenever I was doing it, it was kind of like a code or some kind of more like, but now it's like they put it on social media. I got this, I'm selling that. This, I mean, it's like you're putting yourself out there to try to be famous for selling drugs. Before it wasn't, you didn't want to be known to sell drugs. Like I said again, not saying it was right, but it's terrible now because it's just all the way left field. And my thing is, what are you doing it for? What is the purpose? What are you doing? You don't even have a goal, you just doing it. But then you know, I have conversations with some. Mm-hmm. I made $600 last week. Wait a minute, you could have made, like I said, $600 selling hot dogs in front of my store.
With no police chasing.
Do you want me to buy the car? But I'm not going to make the initiative to buy the car if you're not going to go out here and you're going to sell them. I don't want nothing but you to sell them.
That's right.
I've offered people to do that in front of my business, and it's went on failed ears. But I'm praying that somebody's going to gravitate to it, bring some mobile detailing out there, bring some food, because I got a parking lot with 10 spaces that I can do anything with every day. But there's not one black person out there selling food, but there's a taco truck that everybody, no offense to no race, I'm just saying,
you're saying
that everybody goes to after they get their tag and registration, that everybody goes to once they're in my barbershop. Oh, they got tacos up there, they go. So why couldn't it be you out there that made that $7? $7 100 times add up. You gonna make more than that 6 that you said you made taking that risk. So I just wanna like show that side of it. It's a whole nother way, and it's the same amount of money. You just gotta put the same, if not a little bit more work in. But it's like everybody's scared to do, they're lazy. So I'm trying to teach them not to be lazy. And once they see it, like, and can touch it, I think it'll change over. It'll turn over.
No, I have a theory on that, bro. It's easier, really, to do the easy thing. That make any sense, right? It's easy to do the easy thing because you get up in the morning, go to work. That's right. Earn that living. That's right. But when you decide to become a criminal, man, you got to work so much harder. Like, you got to get the drugs, you got to package the drugs, you got to sell the drugs, and this whole time you're doing this shit, not only do you have to watch out for the police, but you got to watch out your homeboys or the jack boys, which I used to be,
or the person you got it from.
Ain't no question. You mean so you're putting yourself like if you know you're gonna make $1,000, right? Selling drugs. But you got to dodge the police and the feds and the jack boys and all this. But you can make the same $1,000 working. You got to ask yourself every time you out there, like, why are you doing it? You know, and then when you do this, you know, if you have any kind of inkling of sense in your head, when you do this, you start saying, you know what? I'm not insane. Because insane means to do the same thing over and over and over, expecting a different outcome. Well, if you out here selling drugs, and every homeboy you know who was halfway successful has been to prison for selling drugs, what you think waiting on you? I said before, don't nobody retire from the streets. The streets are undefeated. They the heavyweight champion of the world. You're not going to beat the streets, so stop talking about, you know, I won against the streets. No, you were smart enough to get out, or you weren't carrying no weight anyway. So everybody on social media ain't a big-time drug dealer, so you can stop that. You know, so if you want to learn something different, if you want to learn from some heavyweights, come and have a conversation with us. We don't, look, I'll tell you about God, because I know what God did for me, but I'll tell you the truth too. You know, God put me in prison because had he not put me in prison, somebody would kill me or I'd kill somebody, meaning that I would have went to prison and never got out. So he put me in prison, set me down for them 13 years out of the 14, so I learned something. So that I could come out here and talk to you and hopefully save somebody else's son or daughter from going to prison. That's the same thing the good brother right here doing, man. He's telling you how to do it. No, you got, how many kids you got, bro?
I got 2. I got a son 20 and a daughter 10.
Okay. They proud of their dad?
Yeah. It's a little rocky with my son, to be honest.
Of course.
You know what I'm saying? Because the amount of time I missed and coming home, but I mean, the love is there. Me and my daughter, it's all good. I can't complain. He's just a little hard-headed, but at the same time, he know, because he knows what I already instilled in him. Now, you're grown, it's your choice. But
that's right.
I have not, like I haven't told you. You know, because you know, you missed me from 0 to 10. You get what I'm saying? So you don't want to do those same things. And I mean, and sometimes I think peer pressure and people get caught up into what they thinking is cool, and you know, the J's, and like the pastor said, the car, I got to have this car, and I'm to the point, it doesn't matter. No, I do have a Lexus, but it don't matter. I just like that car. Right. I'm sorry, like, you know, I hit the road a lot, so I need something dependable. I don't want to get no tourists. That's just, but I'm just saying.
Been there, done that.
Yeah, exactly. But yeah, it's all good. I just hope they see that it ain't all about the material thing, though.
And that comes from you.
Yeah.
That comes from what you're doing right now, working.
Yeah.
You know, man, you know, we're coming to the close of the show. And I like to say, man, thank you for showing up.
No doubt.
Thank you for coming, bro. Thank you for blessing my show, Not on My Watch. Bro, if nobody else don't tell you, bro, I love you.
Love you too, bro.
Appreciate it.
All day.